Well, I have with me Vivek Ahuja, the current top-rated mortgage specialist from the Bank of Montreal. We have gathered all the questions from Canadians and posed them to him. Let's see what solutions he has for us to help us buy a home. Tax season approaching, as you mentioned about the tax. What tax savings options are available for the first-time home buyer? Explain what the first home savings account is about. You started this last year, right?
The first home savings account is a very good account. It's a new account for those first time home buyers who can actually write off as a tax expense also. They're paying their landlord's mortgage, honestly, because they are paying $1,500 to $1,600 on rent for, 2 bedroom, that's an average here. Instead, I recommend that they buy something similar to what they are paying rent on.
How's the Edmonton market looking like? I've spoken with countless buyers who have good income but are unable to buy a house because of low credit scores. How significant is this issue and what solution would you suggest as an experienced mortgage broker in the city?
I have worked closely with the new immigrants. That's something which I really like to work with. These clients who are new to Canada, we can do mortgages for clients who are on work permit. Also,
Down payment.
Mhm.
We know saving money isn't easy, especially when you're living in Canada. So, could you suggest some unique ways to overcome the down payment problem?
I strongly believe in real estate because I personally have achieved success and wealth creation through real estate.
Hello and bonjour, everyone. My name is Irum Khan. And as the US President continues to threaten Canada with tariff hike, Bank of Canada has once again cut the lending rate. On January 9, the rate was reduced by 25 basis points to 3%. Well, this implies that Canadians can continue to borrow at lower interest rate. For the housing industry, this could mean a reduced variable mortgage rate. So if you've purchased a house with a mortgage of 670,000, you can expect a reduction of approximately $100.50 in your monthly mortgage payment. For years, I have been meeting and chatting with people who have shared their top two concerns with me. One, good income but bad credit. And two, no savings for down payment. Additionally, people want to know more about new schemes such as the first home savings account, credit rating schemes based on rental history, how to buy a second home, whether or not an immigrant should apply for a mortgage. Well, I have with me Vivek Ahuja, the current top-rated mortgage specialist from the Bank of Montreal. We have gathered all the questions from Canadians and posed them to him. Let's see what solutions he has for us to help us buy a home. Let's meet Vivek Ahuja, Edmonton's #1 mortgage specialist, whose name literally means wisdom in Hindi. Vivek, I just introduced the Hindi translation of your name to the audience, which means wisdom. And for sure, you're one of the wisest mortgage specialists in the industry. So before we begin our interview, tell us about yourself. And also tell us what it takes to be a top mortgage broker in the city. In your 22-year stint with the Bank of Montreal, you received many awards, including 11-time BMO Conference of Stars and 5-time BMO Best of the Best Award. Talking about my personal equation with you as a new home specialist, I see how patient you are while dealing with everyone. So, what does it take at your end to achieve that position?
Thanks for your kind words, Iram. I really appreciate it. Thanks for this initiative and having me in your interview. First of all, let's talk regarding my awards and everything and how I achieved it. I strongly believe in consistency, and to achieve that consistency, you have to work hard for sure. You have to be very focused, very determined in your approach, which I have always maintained. And it also involves a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes we have to just keep on working. We don't get time for ourselves sometimes, for the family. So there is a lot of sacrifice involved in achieving that level of consistency. But again, that's how my work ethics are. That's what I've learned from my parents, my family, my colleagues. So I guess there are a lot of motivation around. and these guys keep me always motivated and on my toes. My clients, I really thank them for their trust and confidence in my abilities. And the reason I'm busy because my clients keep me busy. So that's one of the reason of my success, I would say, or my consistency. I have worked closely with the new immigrants. That's something which I really like to work with. These clients who are new to Canada, we can do mortgages for clients who are on work permit also with as little as 5% down payment. When I came here around 23 years ago, I didn't find much help or guidance in this field. And really feel that I have that power to help these clients who are new to Canada and help them accomplish their dream of homeownership and also financial freedom. And also, it helps you with the retirement planning.
So coming back to the market, how does the real estate market for buyers look like right now?
Market has been always great, Iram. I strongly believe in real estate because I personally have achieved success and wealth creation through real estate. We bought our property 20 years ago. We took equity out of that and bought other properties. This is a very powerful tool. You can do a lot of leverage if you own a property. So I think that should be the first thing which in every Canadian, every person who comes here to Canada, they should focus and they should get into home ownership as soon as possible. That's what I believe.
Could you briefly explain what the first home savings account is about? You started this last year, right?
The first home savings account is a very good account. It's a new account for those first time home buyers who can actually write off as a tax expense also. So basically, what it is, every year they can contribute $8,000 towards this account per person. So if they are like husband and wife, they can do 16,000 per year. They can do it and to a maximum of $40,000 per person, and they can withdraw that at the time of buying their first home. The best thing is that there is no waiting period. So if, for example, clients haven't done their contribution, they can do that anytime while buying a home. They don't have to keep it for 90 days and they can still write off from their taxes. So it has a combination of RRSP and TFSA
Oh,
account.
that sounds something unique. And I've spoken with countless buyers who have good income but are unable to buy a house because of low credit scores. How significant is this issue, and what solution would you suggest as an experienced mortgage broker in the city?
It's very important to have credit history established in Canada. And that is established through credit cards, minimum two credit cards operating satisfactory for 2 years. And credit cards, if you have it, you should have them on pre authorized payments. Every credit card company offers you that service now, where you are able to pay off the entire balance or the minimum balance. You can
Mhm.
choose only the due date to come out automatically from your account. A lot of clients get busy because of the busy lifestyle. If you miss even one payment, it reflects poorly on your credit score. So
Okay.
if you have credit cards or line of credits, any credit facility, you should have it set up on a
Mhm.
pre-authorized.
How
So that is
significant is this problem?
yeah, it is important because a credit score is important and should be there is a minimum credit score requirement if you are applying and you have credit cards.
And
You
what
don't
is
have
that?
credit card,
What is the minimum requirement?
the minimum is 600.
Six. Okay.
Yeah. And if you have credit cards, you should definitely maintain that good credit. As I mentioned, make your
Okay.
payments on time, make at least the minimum payments. You don't have to make the full payment, but minimum payments are, if you are making it, now, although it's recommended to make the full payment because credit card, the interest rate is very high. So you
Okay.
don't want to carry that for a long time. But
Yeah.
even if you're making minimum payments, your credit score will not be impacted. Now,
Oh.
if you don't have credit score, if you don't have credit cards, it's not that you mortgage. You can still qualify for a mortgage based on your rental and bill payment history. So if your rental
Oh.
payment history, if your rent is coming out of on time and you get a letter from your landlord regarding factory operation of your accounts,
Mhm.
plus you have bill payment which is operating satisfactory for at least 1 year, that is also that also helps you in qualifying for mortgage.
Okay, so credit card, maintaining your rental payment, bill payment. Then how about the co-signer? Co-signer, well, probably many people don't know about that. The co-signer option for that.
Co-signers can definitely help if the clients are not able to qualify on their own. There are two important things in a mortgage application approval process. The credit history is one. The second one is their debt servicing ratios. The ratio of their debts to their income should not exceed certain percentage. They exceed that percentage, then they have to have more income, or they will qualify for a lesser mortgage. If they want to qualify for the property they're looking for and they don't qualify on their own, they can add a co-signer. They need to have their income, employment, credit check, and everything done for them.
Another common challenge is the down payment. We know saving money isn't easy, especially when you're living in Canada. So could you suggest some unique ways to overcome the down payment problem?
Sometimes they don't have enough down payment. Down payment requirement is 5%. As I mentioned, for any first-time home buyer or anybody buying their primary residence, they have to have minimum 5% down payment. Now, if they don't have that from their own savings, RRSP, FSA, or FHSA, they can get a gift for down payment, like parents, grandparents, brother or sister. So that can be done, or they can now borrow for down payment also. That option is also available. It started recently.
So where can they borrow money?
They can borrow from their line of credit. They can get a loan for that.
Okay. And are the new home companies also helping with down payment these days?
For example, the seller is offering an incentive, or they are offering that down payment. That is not allowed by the banks and insurers. So that is a no. But they can definitely get a gift, or they can borrow from their line of credit or loan, as I mentioned. They can apply for a loan at the same time as they are applying for a mortgage, but that will impact their mortgage qualification, because that debt payment will be added to their debts, and that will impact their mortgage qualification.
Are there any government schemes available for the first time home buyers with respect to down payment or any kind of help which the viewers and the buyers should know about?
The thing which first time homebuyer can use is their RRSPs under home buyers plan. They can use that, and they can use the first home savings account. So these are a couple of things which are unique for first time homebuyers. There was a program which was available earlier, but it's no longer available. That was the government incentive plan. But unfortunately, that program is now not available.
Okay.
Shelved now.
With the tax season approaching, as you mentioned about the tax, what tax savings options are available for the first time home buyer?
Tax savings are available through RRSP and first home savings account.
First home savings account.
Accounts which are very good. And if clients invest into that, they can claim that from their taxes.
Okay. So the first home savings account and the RR.
That's correct.
Do you anticipate an increase in home purchases after the election?
We cannot really forecast or predict anything which is going to happen in future. However, looking at, as I mentioned, looking at the history and my personal experience, real estate, you cannot time it. There is nothing like this is the right time or best time to buy. For example, if somebody is renting right now, they are already paying somebody's mortgage. They are paying their landlord's mortgage, honestly, because they are paying $1,500 to $1,600 on rent for, I mean, 2 bedroom. That's an average here. Instead, I recommend that they buy something similar to what they are paying rent on. For example, if they are paying a rent $1,500, they're living in an apartment, they can buy an apartment. The apartments or condos here in Edmonton, they are not very expensive. They can easily buy an apartment similar to what they are paying in rent. So that's what I recommend, that if you are renting, you should just get into ship as soon as possible. Don't look at the market situation. Just go for it based on your qualification. Buy whatever you qualify for, and start building your equity as soon as possible.
How's the Edmonton market looking like?
Edmonton market, it's a very good market. It's probably one of the few markets where you can be a homeowner with as little as $150,000 purchase. There are some apartment properties available for 150,000 and 200, between that range, 150 to 200,000. and I'm doing those mortgages for a few of my clients, first time home buyers. Because you see, if you are renting, you should get into, as I mentioned, you should achieve as soon as possible and start building your equity. That will help you a lot, as it has helped me
Mm-hmm.
building wealth, building equity, as I mentioned.
Amazing. So if you have that 150 mortgage approval with you, go ahead and buy a house. Don't wait.
Whatever amount you qualify for, just go ahead. This is not your final property. What I have done for myself, I bought a small property earlier, but then within 2 to 3 years' time, use equity from that property, or you can sell that property. It's up to you. You want to sell it or you want to rent it. It's up to you. You can buy another property, the second property also with 5% down payment. It's not that once you bought a property, then the second property you have to put 20% or higher down payment. You can buy the second property as a primary residence with 5% down payment again, even if you have put 5% for your existing.
And I'm sure many viewers who are not thinking about buying would probably start thinking on those lines now.
Absolutely. BMO has very good plans for those clients who are second time home buyer.
BMO, because there are many immigrants here, they don't know what BMO is, Bank of Montreal.
Bank of Montreal. Thanks for highlighting. BMO Bank of Montreal is the only bank which has that programs for second time home buyer, where we are able to use 100% rental income from clients' existing home, and that helps them in qualifying for their new property easily. This is for those clients who are buying a new house but still living in their existing house. For those clients, BMO Bank of Montreal has very good programs to help them qualify.
Amazing. So that's it. And thank you so much. That was a very interesting interview, and I'm sure many of our viewers are going to benefit from it. Here's wishing you, with all the honesty you carry and the transparency, many more awards here to come in future. So thank you for talking to us.
Thanks. It's my pleasure, Irum, and thank you again for this initiative and having me in your interview.
Absolutely.
Have a wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.